Hello everyone! Today's video is a slight departure from my usual video. The girls have been nagging me pretty much since I started doing YouTube videos to share some of my recipes. The cake that I'm making today it gets requested the most whenever it's somebody's birthday. It's Molly's birthday today. She's requested a lemon drizzle cake. So that is the recipe I'm going to share with you today. I hope you enjoy it, and here's what you're going to need. I want 12 ounces of caster sugar. It's going to go straight in my bowl. And then I want 12 ounces of butter. I'm using butter, you can use margarine, lots of people use margarine. It's softened butter that I'm using. Now I know that this pack that I've got here is 8 ounces, so that can go straight in, as is. And I've got another pack which, again, I know is 8 ounces, so I'm just going to cut this pack straight in half by eye. I'm not measuring it. Just cut that straight in half and pop another 4 ounces in. There's my 12 ounces. Next, you want to cream the sugar and the butter together. I'm going to use this hand mixer. This hand mixer is actually older than Molly. Molly's 23 today. This hand mixer, I bought it in 1986, so that's a good advert for Philips. It's lasted a long time. If you've got a wooden spoon, great, use your wooden spoon. If you've got a big mixer, use that. I'm just going to cream these together now. Right, there are my ingredients in there. I'm just going to... Once you've got your butter and sugar creamed together, you really want it to look a little bit lighter than it did when it started. Spend the time whipping it together, creaming it together. You want to get the air in there because that's what's going to help it to rise when it goes in the oven. Next I'm going to add 6 eggs to this mixture. This is going to make quite a big cake, but it's going to feed quite a few people, so I'm going to add the eggs slowly, one at a time, and each time I add an egg I'm going to use my mixer to mix in until the egg is combined really well. Once it's combined really well, then I'll add the next egg. You want to try and avoid the mixture curdling if possible. It's not the end of the world if it does curdle, but that's what you're going to try and want to avoid. So I'm just going to do that, carry on doing that until I've added all 6 eggs. Now that the eggs are all emulsified in, mixed in really well, I've weighed out 12 ounces of flour in this little tub. I'm going to sift that straight into my mixture. Oh, Molly's just creeping by. Hello! Alright, birthday girl.
You didn't have my makeup on yet.
So that's the flour sifted in, and now I'm going to fold that in with a metal spoon. I'm just going to fold that, show you my folding action. I'm just going to fold that gently. It'll take a bit of time, but you have to be gentle because you don't want to knock all of the air out of the mixture that you've just put in. So I'm just going to spend a bit of time now folding that through in that kind of motion, and I'll come back when that's mixed in.
Her food's amazing.
And then finally for the cake, once you've got everything folded in, it should look something like that. I'm going to grate in the rind of 1.5 lemons, I think. These are unwaxed lemons. I always wash my lemons before I use them in anything. You probably don't need to, but I just do because I'm a clean freak. So I'm just going to grate the rind directly into the mixture. Once it's all in there, I will mix it in. Just try and be a bit gentle when you're grating your rind, because you don't want the white pith underneath the skin of the rind. You only want the top layer of the rind, and I have to tell you, it is smelling pretty good. So I'll do that, and I'll be back once I've grated. I might put 2 lemon rinds in. Yeah, I think I will. Lots of lemony flavour. So I folded in the lemon rind into the mixture. Now that is done, I'm going to take a silicone baking mould. I'll put the size up on screen somewhere because I'm not sure what it is. And the paper from the butter from earlier, I saved that because it's got lots of butter on it, and I'm going to use that to rub into my mould so that I've got lots of butter. I'm just buttering that basically. Okay, now that that's covered in butter, I'm just going to pour my mixture straight into the mould. So here we go. That is the chef's work. Once your cake has come out of the oven, you'll know when it's cooked because it will, once you put your knife in, it should come out nice and clean, not have any cake mixture stuck to it. Also, it will kind of come away, it'll start to shrink back from the edges of your silicone or whichever container you've put it in. So now I'm going to pierce lots of holes all over the top of the cake, all the way through, and the lemon juice and sugar, icing sugar mixture that I've just heated gently a moment ago, I'm going to use a small spoon. The more holes you can get in this, the better. You don't need to worry about the holes showing at the end because we're going to be putting our frosting over the top, and you won't see these holes. You won't see them anyway. They kind of, for some reason, they sort of swell out and close up when it's when the cake's all finished. So I'm leaving it in the silicone baking container. I don't want to take it out of there, and I'm doing this while the cake is still nice and warm. So it's cooled down a little bit, but it's not cold, it's still nice and warm. In fact, it's quite hot actually still. So, and like I say, I've got my mixture, my lemon juice and sugar, and I'm just going to spoon that over. Take your time, just pouring that over. Once you've got all of the liquid into your cake, just let it sit there now and cool right the way down, letting all those lovely lemon juices soaking into the cake. Okay, so next, while that's cooling down, we're going to just whip up the cream. Okay, so we're going to use a whole large tub. What is this? This is 600 ml, 21.1 fluid ounces. So that is going in. And then we're going to whisk the cream up until it becomes stiff. There you go, it's lovely and stiff. You stand your spoon up in it, that's pretty much what you want, because this is going to go in the centre of the cake and you want it to be quite firm because it's going to have to hold the weight of the top half of the cake. Okay, so I've cut the cake in half. Now I'm just going to start piling the cream on. This is the cream that we whipped up, or that I whipped up a little bit earlier. I know it looks like a lot of cream, but it is a lot of cream. That's why. It's going to be lovely. Okay, now I'm just going to splodge that down. This is obviously once the cake is completely cool. You don't want to be doing this until the cake is cooled down. Okay, when you're happy with your cream, keep it fairly even. You want to take the top of the cake. I'm just going to centre that on. To make the icing, take a lemon and chop it in half. Squeeze out the lemon juice. So the drizzle is sort of more or less come all the way. It looks like it's sitting in a little sea of drizzle now, which is going to be really yummy. I've got these little candles that I think I got them from the pound shop actually. They just say happy birthday. I think you can get them in most supermarkets anyway. I'm just going to pop these on. I'm going to write Molly's name with these little gold balls. And I've got a little iced flower, a little tiny iced flower. I'll show you a close up when I'm done. I'm just going to pop that in the middle. And then this is edible art, it's called. It's like an edible glitter. I'm just going to sprinkle this. This is a lemon glitter, this one. I'm just going to sprinkle it all over the top like fairy dust. I've got some gold glitter as well, so this is where I might go a little bit too mad. Do you know, shall I? Let's try a little bit of gold just in the centre. So that was a little bit different from my usual videos. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you as always for watching. Bye bye.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday dear Molly. Happy birthday to you. Hooray! 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 I'm on for luck, keep it. Hooray! Hooray!
He's not gone, it hasn't happened.
I'm going to win the lottery tonight.